Hi all, RuinWorks back to show our latest release, the Roadside Copse, so let's dive into it. This is another customizable scene. It's got 3 levels. The ground level, which you're viewing right now, our canopy level and the treetop level. The canopy level is really only these 2 trees that have branches at elevation 10, so you can put players or monsters on there. And then the treetop level will just show you all the different trees. Going back to the ground level, in the margins of the scene, you can see there's again many control panels. In the top left is our day-night control panel, switches between day and night, pretty self-explanatory. Over here are our road options. These are just different options for how you want your road to look. Our path options, this will add a path to the scene that will run from the road into the copse of woods. Over on the right here in the pink, these are our track options. This is an overlay to the path. It'll allow you to place trails on top of the path for players to follow. In the left margin is the road events control panel. This will allow you to put in a couple of road events in the middle of the road here. And on the right is our grove area options. So here where there's this big tree, this entire area will switch between 6 different options. This is the main customizable portion of the map. Starting with the day-night button, all the tiles on this scene come with 2 variations, a day variation and a night variation, and all the night button does when you click it, it switches them all to the night variation. And also it will change the scene illumination to 0.85 darkness. And when you click it, you can see slowly all the tiles change and the light dim. Going back to day, just because it's easier to look at. You can see all the tiles change back and the light returns. Okay, under the road options, just left of my pointer, we have 5 different options. The first of which, the one that is shown, is the dirt option. The next is the cobblestone option, just changes the road to look more gravelly. We have a rocky option, where the road is made of bigger stones. A grassy option, which is supposed to be no option, really just to make this look like a more natural scene, in case you don't want this scene to be close to civilization. And then lastly, we have a dried dirt road, which could also be a dirty rock road as well. Over to our path options, P. So if you go down to our little P symbol here, this is where the path will go. So I'll just zoom out a bit. So currently we have selected none. We can then select the dirt option. We can change that path to be gravel. And then lastly, we have one with a bit of a broken fence along it, just to show that this is like an abandoned path that has not been used for a long time. Up here, under track options, these are overlays to the path. I'll update this for next release. I forgot to put that the first 2 buttons are for the blood trail, and the second 2 buttons just beside it are for the footprints trail. It doesn't affect how the scene functions, just makes it a bit more clear what you're choosing. So if you click on TS1, I'll just zoom in here so you understand. I've noted TS1 through 5 along the path. These correspond to the TS1 through 5 in the control panel, so you know where exactly you're placing your blood or your footprints. So if I go back up to these, if you click on the blood options, each one elongates the path or the trail leading into the woods. So the idea here, I thought, would be to allow players to track, and then as they made checks, they could reveal different portions of the path. Or maybe depending on the DC they achieved, maybe you only reveal a few of the blood tracks. And then if you go over to the next slide for the footprints, these are a bit harder to see, but you can see that there's footprints here. There's some dirty footprints over here, and also in the corner. If you want the footprints to appear more clearly, you can go into the tile for the footprints, select them, and then up their alpha. So if you go into your tile tools, you'll have to move over the shadow tile out of the way to access them. And you can just up their alpha if you want them to be more visible. I just thought they looked a bit better when they were a little faded. So that's what they look like when they're more dark. Those were your track options in the pink control panel up in the top right. I'll move over to my road events panel. So road events are items that you place on the road. Right now we are on no road event, so the road is bare. The tiles will appear underneath this RE note. If you click on Battle Aftermath, you can see there's a couple of dead people and splotches of blood on the ground. If you click on the Fallen Horse, there's a dead horse on the ground instead. And if you hit on the toppled cart, it shows a cart that has been knocked over. My thinking for this was that the road event could be used with the blood trail. So if the toppled cart has been knocked over, you could put footprints for whoever stole things from the cart. If it's maybe one of the battles, maybe the rider of the horse is being dragged in here and you can use the blood trail to lead the PCs into the woods. My grove area options, I have a token selected under here. This is just to demonstrate how the trees work in this area. All the tree tops, the leafy parts of the trees are set as roofs. So whenever you send a token underneath them, they disappear. Now there are two trees, however. These ones with the branches you can see coming off. These branches are overhead tiles on the ground level and act as the canopy floor on your level's UI. So these two trees that have the branches also have tree tops as a roof of the second level. Looking at our grove options, we have a tree option, which is what's being shown right now, a camp, a cave entrance, a forgotten statue, a mushroom hut, and a nymph's pool. So whenever you click one of these, lights will update, images will change, walls will also update. So I just wanted to show you, it's fairly important that you don't accidentally delete any of these walls. These are all programmed via Monk's active tiles to alter depending on which button you change so that they suit the correct image that will be shown. I know it looks like a mess right now, but trust me, they all need to be here if you want to be able to use all of these different options. When they are blue like this, that means they are invisible, but they also have no movement restrictions. So to players, they'll be completely invisible. They won't stop light, sight, sound, or movement. Okay, to show you these different options, I'm just going to keep the token selected so you can see how the walls change when you select the different options. So first off, we have the camp with the hollow log. So when you click it, you can see all the tiles update, and the token can see now lights, and it is no longer a tree, rather it is a log with a lean-to against it. Unbeknownst to the tokens though, the log is actually hollow. Whoever's living here has either carved it out or maybe it was naturally hollow, and they have created a secret exit through this bush. Our next option is the cave entrance option. So again, this is set up with one-way walls so that when you're facing it, you can't see over this little rising cliff here. But as the PC goes around behind it, they can still jump down. They're one-way walls, so they can go down this way, but they can't climb back up. This is just a cave entrance. This is a perfect if some sort of monster has attacked people on the road and then the trail leads to their lair. This could serve as an entrance to another map that you have. Next in our list of options for the grove area is the forgotten statue. This could serve as a waystone on the PC's travels. Maybe they're following some sort of map and this could be a marker. Maybe it's some sort of religious idol and people come here to pay tribute. Just another option for you to use as you see fit. I'll just note for my fragmenters or my grand runers who might be watching this, this is one of the statues I've made myself, so I'll be adding this into a dungeon draft pack eventually once I have enough assets to make a full pack. And as of a note, the statue in the Nymph's pool is another one that I've also developed. Okay, after the forgotten statue, we have the mushroom hut. So when you click the mushroom hut button in the margin, a building appears in front of the PCs. If they step up to the door, the roof will fade and they can click the door open. And the image changes for the door and it functions as a full building. And then lastly, we have the Nymph's pool. You can see all the walls have updated so it looks correct to the token. And this is just a pool where I thought a nymph might lurk. Other ideas with use of this option might be that the statue itself is an actual petrified person, or maybe it's a shrine of some sort and placing the correct item into her bowl will provide some sort of boon to the players. And that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in March. Bye for now.